Hello my dear friends, I hope that all of you are safe and sound wherever you are. So guys, in this video I'll be talking about the common immigration mistakes that many applicants do on their immigration application file. So guys, there are various reasons by which your immigration application could get rejected or it could be simply refused. So guys, in this video we'll be talking about the common mistakes that many people do, and also I'll be telling about the possible ways in which you can avoid these mistakes. So guys, without further ado, let's just jump into the topic. So guys, the first common mistake that many people do is that they assume that express entry is the only way to migrate to Canada. See guys, express entry is probably the most popular and the most widely known immigration program to migrate to Canada. But guys, it is not the only one. There are many PNPs which allow you to come to Canada, and inside each PNP there are various streams. Say for example, there are human capital streams, there are caregiver programs, there are business programs, there are startup programs, and there are many different streams depending on your profession, your skill set and expertise. So guys, if I have to talk about life beyond express entry, there are close to 80 to 100 different programs which you can choose from in order to come to Canada. But guys, express entry remains the most popular one. But if you're not able to get through express entry because of the high CRS draws, you can also start thinking about different ways to migrate to Canada. Guys, the second most common mistake is not planning adequately for your proof of funds. See guys, migrating to a new country is a long process. You have to think through a lot of scenarios in your mind before you actually submit your application. But guys, there are many people I personally know who have good IELTS score, good work experience, good skill set, they are in the proper age range, and they have got the exact ideal express entry profile to get them an invitation to apply. But guys, everything is a waste if you don't have enough proof of funds to show that you can settle well in Canada. So guys, the only solution for this is you need to plan your finances well in advance. Even before you apply for your Canada immigration, you need to start planning for your finances that you can show as your proof of funds for your Canada immigration. That is the next major immigration mistake that many applicants do is lack of planning or no planning at all. Dear friends, I have seen many people who just want to come to Canada because their brother or sister or friend whom they know since a very long time are in Canada. So they basically don't know if Canada is suitable for them. They don't know if they will be able to find a good job for their skill set, their profile in Canada, but they still want to come to Canada. It's like a dream for them to come to Canada. Nothing wrong in that, but it takes a lot of perseverance, determination and hard work to make your dreams a reality, which they are not aware of, which they have not thought through. And they just want to come to Canada because they know someone who has settled in Canada. So guys, you have to think through, you have to ask yourself, do you really want to come to Canada? And if really you can make a life in Canada, can you contribute to Canadian economy? Many people just think from a benefits point of view, that they just want to come to Canada to grab all the benefits from the government, and that's pretty much it. But it's a two-way relationship. You are contributing to Canadian economy by paying taxes, by doing your work, by being a good citizen, and at the same time you are receiving some benefits from the government. So it's a two-way process. Guys, the next most common mistake that many people do is intentionally or unintentionally giving false or misleading information or misrepresentation. Guys, it's a serious offense. Whatever information you have given in your express entry profile should be justified and it should be honest in nature. So if you feel that there is some point which may go against you, whether it be your medical records or whether it be your previous background or whatever, just be honest and upfront in telling it in your immigration application. See, everything can be justified, but if you give false or misleading information, then it is like a breach of trust, right? And this is a serious offense. You may get barred from applying for Canadian visa for maybe few years or maybe for a lifetime, or your visa may get outright rejected. So guys, in either case, you don't want to be in that state. So honesty is the best policy. The only solution for this is be truthful as far as possible in declaring your information, and whatever information you are giving in your express entry profile, make sure you have adequate proof to justify it. Guys, the next point is about consultants. If you plan to hire a consultant, then these following points are applicable to you. Number 1, trusting your consultant 100% or not trusting your consultant at all. Guys, you should have trust on the person you have chosen to represent you, but at the same time, you should also use your judgment wisely to make sure that the person, the consultant, is not trying to dupe you, is not trying to mislead you. So basically the point that I want to make is, do not trust anyone 100%. Make sure that you also invest your time and effort in understanding the process, and just to make sure that the person, the consultant, is also following the same steps. And guys, second point I would like to tell is, if you do not trust your consultant 100%, then that also is not right, because the consultant is a professional. He has handled many such cases like yours, and he would be in a better position to guide you in the right way. However, if you feel that you are not getting the right kind of response, or if you feel that the consultant is trying to mislead you, your best chance is to contact IRCC and ask them for their guidance. Guys, the next most common mistake that many people face is trying to solve the complications all by themselves. See, my dear friends, immigration is a very long process and it's a complicated process. In this process, there are many different scenarios that are taken into consideration before approving PR of a particular applicant, correct? Having said that, each and every application is unique. Each and every application has its own set of ifs and buts associated with it. So if you face any such complication, and if you do not have a consultant to help you or to guide you, you can ask for help directly to IRCC, and they would be the best resource that you can have to guide you. Guys, the next most common mistake that many applicants do is they compare themselves with others. Guys, say for example that there are two people who are having the similar profile, same age group, same kind of work experience, and same family composition, and everything is almost similar. But guys, it is not same. Similar is not same. Having said that, if a process has happened successfully for one person, there is no guarantee that it will happen the exact same way for the second one also. It is highly likely that it will happen, but there is no guarantee that it will happen for the same person. So if a person who has applied for Canadian Express entry got the PR in maybe say 6 months time, there is no guarantee that even if you apply, you will also get it done in the same time period. It may be done earlier for you also, and it may take more time for you also, depending on situation to situation, correct? Which is out of your control. The next most common mistake is inconsistencies in your application. And what I mean by this is, say for example, you have around 5 years of work experience, out of which the first 2 years you worked in one company, then you took a break of 6 months, and then you started working for another company for a period of say 2.5, 3 years. So this gap of 6 months is not justified. So you just say company 1 and then company 2, but there is a gap of 6 months. So such kind of inconsistencies should be justified. So if you took a break, just mention that for that 6-month duration, you did something else, you did not pursue anything, you had some other, things in mind which you wanted to experiment with, and eventually things did not work out, and maybe you started, whatever is your history. So basically the point I want to make here is that if there are any gaps or any inconsistencies in your profile, make sure that you justify it. So even if it comes to the notice of the visa officer, you are justifying it so that the query is solved automatically. So it does not come to you again and the process does not get delayed. So it gets, keeps on going. The next mistake that many applicants do is they don't know their immigration profile well. What I mean by this is, say for example, if you hire a consultant to represent you for your immigration related work, you give all the information to your consultant, the consultant files express entry profile on your behalf, and that's it. Guys, many people think that this is the end of your stuff, but guys, this is the start of your immigration journey. You should take your time and due diligence in finding out what information exactly has been published by your consultant. Is it 100% true? Are there any inconsistencies? Was there any communication gap or any kind of misinterpretation in the information you gave and the way it got interpreted by your consultant? Do you have something like that? Or once your express entry profile has been created successfully, and if you are not getting the ITA because of whatever reasons, then you should get in touch with your consultant to find out what are the next steps. What is the alternative to this? What all things or what all programs can you think of suitably? So basically the point that I want to make is you should take time and put more efforts in understanding your immigration profile, understand your profile's strength. See, you may not be eligible for all the 80 to 100 different programs that Canada has to offer, but you may be eligible for maybe 15-20 programs, correct? You may be eligible for 2 or 3 PNPs. So rather than dumping all the responsibility of your immigration on your consultant just because you have paid him, does not mean that your work will be done, correct? You also have to take equal responsibility and do your due diligence in order to find out what all are the next options for you. Guys, the next most common mistake that I've seen many people doing is that they do not respond to action items in a timely manner. What I mean by this is, once you have applied for your express entry program, you have created your profile, you have got ITA, or at any stage as a matter of fact, at any stage, if IRCC asks you for some documents or if they ask you for some information, there is usually a time attached to it that you have to provide them that information within that much period of time. If you fail to do so, your application may get processed in a slow manner, the application process may get delayed, or it may eventually be refused or rejected because you did not provide them the information needed. So guys, these action items are highly important, and it is imperative that you respond to it in a timely manner. Guys, the next common mistake that many applicants do is that they do not provide adequate documentation in order to justify their work experience, their personal history, their education, etc. Guys, this is especially true for those working professionals who have more than 8 years, 10 years, 12 years experience and are applying for Canadian PR programs. Guys, so when a person who is having 10 or 12 years work experience would have started his career back then, he would have not thought that after 10, 12 years I'll be applying for Canadian PR. So they may not be as diligent in preserving those documents, their job related documents till date, correct? So I know many people who have like around 12-15 years experience, but they don't have any letter or any offer letter, any appointment letter, because over a period of time it got lost, it got whatever may be the reason, they don't have it as of now. So they won't be able to justify that they have actually worked for that many years in that particular organization, correct? So if you are applying for your Canadian PR through any program, make sure you have all the documentation in place. So if you are claiming say around 10 years of work experience, make sure you have that 10 years of history maintained with you, and you can prove it through all the documents, through all the appointment letter, offer letter, experience letter, relieving letter, maybe salary slips, income tax returns. Guys, the list is endless, okay? So the point that I want to make is keep as much documentation as you can to better justify your claims of your work experience, your education and your personal history. Guys, finally, the last mistake that I would like to say that many applicants do is that they do not participate in immigration related events. It is not mandatory, it is completely optional. But guys, as you know that immigration is a very long process. It is a evolving process, and daily there are some of the other rules that are getting changed. There are new laws that are getting introduced. There are new programs that come up. There are some old programs that are curtailed. There are new pilots that are getting experimented. There are a lot of things happening on the immigration front, correct? So having said that, it is your responsibility to make sure that you are aware of all those new changes to immigration. So you can do that by attending a lot of webinars, seminars. There are a lot of newsletters that you can subscribe to, and there are many other videos and other resources available online, by following which you can keep yourself updated with this. So guys, with this I would like to end this particular video. I hope that it was useful to you, and if you really find it useful, please do like, comment and subscribe, and don't hesitate to share it with your family, friends and relatives for whom this will be useful. So with this, I say goodbye and take care.